make sure I support you and give you full credit, man. That's all.
Oh man.
Hey, I appreciate you, cuz. Yo, what's going on, man? We are live on Facebook right now. This is the Truthh Podcast. This is our very first podcast. So what we're going to do is, man, we're going to go ahead and get into the topic. The topic of today is, why do people cheat? We're going to give everybody a chance to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and answer the question. And then we'll just basically just go around. So during this time, we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to speak. And if you agree or disagree, you will have your chance to speak on that as well. We're also allowing people to chime in from my Facebook page or my cousin's Facebook page. And, you know, you can share your perspective on this thing. They will not be able to see your video, but they'll be able to hear all the audio. Okay, so y'all just make sure that you got a strong internet connection. You're not on a Boost mobile phone. No. With the antenna out. But yeah, so just make sure make sure everything is clear. All right. So during this time, when somebody is speaking, everybody's going to be muted except for the person that is talking. So that way we'll make sure that you guys are able to hear the audio very, very clearly. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, man. The topic of today is, why do people cheat? Who want to kick this thing off, man? Devontae, you want to start it off, dog? You want to?
Oh, man, I already knew y'all was going to go to me first.
Yeah, you know.
Shoot. Hold on, let me watch the corn. All right, cool. I'm all good. I had a couple different thoughts about this when you told me that topic. One particular reason I believe that people cheat is because everybody got their checklist and what they look for in a person.
Excellent.
And I feel like people go, you know what I'm saying, instead of looking for everything in that checklist, they go for that one thing in that checklist. Mm-hmm. And that one person might highlight that one thing that's on their checklist. And sometimes it could be at the bottom of the checklist. I mean, the last thing on the checklist. Mm-hmm. And they go there, they be like, oh man, that person is big in that area, that particular area right there. And that person grabs their attention and, you know, talking right to them and everything. And next thing you know, they hook up, not knowing that person don't have all those other qualities that's on their checklist. So they get into a situation with that person, you know, the individual. Mm-hmm. And, you know, time has passed, time has progressed, and that, you know, so they realizing that they're not getting everything that you know, that they need that's on their checklist. They like, well, wait a minute, this person don't cook, this person don't clean, this person don't do this, all this other stuff, but this person sure know how to make me feel good. Just with their words, or, you know, so this person know how to do this. So then they go and, you know, they go out and they find other people to just, you know, fill all those other bubbles. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's a situation where, you know, you like the camera lens, when you zoom in on that one quality and you forget about everything else. Yeah. You just miss the whole picture. So that's one of the reasons that people cheat. Facts. Because they end up being in the wrong situation they weren't supposed to be in. Yeah. On the wrong thing. Absolutely, man. I agree with you, dog. Desiree, you want to take a stab at this thing?
Sure. I'm agreeing with him though, but in a sense, they didn't put in enough time in the beginning. Because if you would have took the time to be that person's friend, to get to know them, to understand them, it give you a better thought process about, is this where I want to be? Is this what I want to do with this person? You don't have all those questionable things if you take the time. But if you don't take the time, then that's mainly why people cheat. They didn't take the time to get to know this person to understand if this is the person that I really want to try to build something with. Yeah. So if you don't take enough time and interest in that person, then you're vulnerable to cheating.
Absolutely. Man, good. Great. Cuz, you want to take a stab at it, man? You want to poke around at this thing real quick?
You want a PG version or the rated R version?
I want the rated R, dog.
I want the rated R.
All of the above.
$50.
Go ahead with it.
She said the rated. Y'all crazy now. The rated R version, I got to put aside the preacher part. So that's why.
Go ahead, man.
This your hey, listen. This is your panel, not mine.
Yeah,
it's your.
Put it to the side, man. Put it to the side.
Stuff.
So here's the rated R version. Rated R version is an old player told me this. He's an old fella. He know the game. He said, the worst kind of booty is familiar booty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that means? That means men do not have a problem with getting erected or sexually charged from a new booty that he's chasing. But it finds difficult getting arousal or erection when he's been with a woman for so long. It becomes familiar. Same thing with a woman. That's why she can be with a husband for a long time, but at the same time, she can go to work and see a cutie or a hottie, and immediately she gets aroused. She gets interest. She starts to flirt. All right? Because again, the veil is lifted after a while between relationships. So the veil, it'll let you be blind to certain things that he has, like his stinking breath, his stinking feet. You know what I mean? Because you can deal with that at first while you're dating, but get married or be in a relationship for a long time. Now the veil comes off and you can't stand his breath. You can't stand his feet. You can't stand his BO. And for a woman, a man be like, her vagina stinks. Her breath stinks. She's gained weight. She has BO. She's not taking care of herself as much. Her feet is ashy. They got crust at the bottom of her feet. Things of that nature. You said the rated R version. So,
yeah, I feel you.
So after a while, they look for the more polished person. Yeah. Bottom line.
Fact.
Yeah.
And
I give you a different insight on it. Yeah.
That's just one thing among everybody else's stuff too. That all goes together.
I can agree. So I definitely agree with y'all on that point, man. I do feel like people don't take the time to actually get to know that person. And like Devontae was saying, man, they dive in just because they see one thing, one polished attribute that person may have. And they just focus on that thing. I'm talking about zero focus. And then you get on down the line, 2-3 years down the line, and they're not getting something that they should have asked for in the beginning. So they go ahead and try to mess with somebody that does have that. So I think people should take the time to actually get to know that person before they actually get involved. And then, I think that'll definitely cut out cheap. What would be the solution? What would y'all think the solution would be to this?
Pretty good. Sorry.
Devontae, since you were already talking, you might as well go ahead.
Hold up, my bad. I got distracted. Would you repeat the question?
Yeah. What would be the solution to all of this? How would you avoid cheating? Because say, for instance, if they do get involved with somebody and years on down the line, they don't like certain things about a person.
Well,
what would you recommend?
Well, see, okay. Let me see. That's a difficult question, but it's the easy answer to it. Well, kind of an easy answer to it. A lot of times people get in situations because they don't want to be by themselves. And, they be in a relationship, just putting up with it just because they would rather be with somebody than be alone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this, a realist will get into a relationship and see that, they get to know that person, or whether it be friendship or whatever it is, a fast-paced situation. Yeah. They'll see however fast the pace go, they'll see that person is or is not for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of just, hold on. Instead of just, excuse me, I'm gonna be in the bathroom because it's a little loud out here.
Hey, dude, you in the bathroom?
Gotta go to the bathroom. Well, I ain't using it though.
You don't put a shelf in the bathroom.
Yeah, gotta get my
raw dog in the toilets. Hey, raw dog in the toilets.
That's what the best thoughts is, man.
Oh man.
Because they was talking, asking too many questions, man. I'm like, look, I'm on the phone. But no, okay, so yeah, realists will understand that, okay, I'm in a situation with this person, or I'm in a situation with this person, and they kind of go over the list. You kind of see everything, as you spending that time with that person. I feel that, real people who don't have to be in a relationship, but they just find somebody that they're attracted to, or just find somebody that they seem like a potential mate.
Yeah.
They get into a situation, they take that time, I'd say maybe 6 to 8 months, and they be like, or maybe even a year. They'll look at that person and be like, okay, I don't get this person time. I don't communicate with this person. This person don't meet this. This person don't meet that. They only meet 2 things on my list. And a real person will be like, all right, look, I don't get this enough. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go.
Yeah.
That's a realist. Now,
we
other people.
Yeah. We got some people that's chiming in right now. So some people we are allowing just to comment or on things that have been said or the topic at hand. And some people say, I'm not gonna give this person's name because they don't want me to give their name, but they say all men cheat.
That's like saying, so
just because it feels good. What?
Wait a minute, that sounds just like a female. No offense, Destiny. Desiree. No offense, Desiree. But that sounds like a female answer.
It's definitely it may be a female answer, but I ain't gonna say that all men cheat. All men don't cheat. You have to understand that man, and you have to know that man. You have to be able to and I mean, like, because I've been with now a lot of men have cheated.
Yeah,
say that
they going in right now.
But I know some men, and I'm not gonna say now all men may cheat at some point, but all men aren't going to cheat on one woman. Like certain men. Now, all men, if you look at a man and you take 5 men, every one of them 5 men then cheated. Now, have they all cheated on the same woman? Like,
now we get to the truth. That's
what that woman. No,
wow.
They haven't. Because you got to think about it. Men that's just in their nature. So yes, men are going to cheat at some point in his life.
Whoa.
But yeah, at some point in his life, I do feel that. I just feel that, and I may be wrong, but is all men going to? You know what? Hold up, you might be right down in that 10%. That's all I'm giving. The other 90%, they cheat.
Don't go back on it. No.
Okay, hold up. Time out. Wait a minute now. That I totally agree with that.
10% don't cheat at all. Now, that's all I'm saying. 10% don't cheat at all. But the other 90% has cheated. Now, just because that one man did with Rachel, Jessica, and Brittany, he didn't cheat on Brittany. But he felt he got older and he felt that was the woman that he wanted to be with instead of trying to be with all of these other women. Okay. I feel like he didn't cheat on Brittany because Brittany might have been, he might not have cheated on Ashley either, but all them other women he may have cheated on.
I got you. All right, cuz let Cuz chime in real quick.
I got something for
Hold on, Devontae. Hold on. Cuz, what do you think about the comments that was just said? Basically, all men cheat, and they do it just because they can, or they do it just because it feels good.
We still rated R?
Oh, absolutely.
No.
Yeah. We diving in now. Definitely. The comments that start rolling in, we diving in, cuz.
I'll keep it short, rated R, but not XXX. No, I'll just go all the way in.
Go ahead.
So the human nature now has needs. When I hear women say all men cheat, the only thing I hear is all the men she has experienced cheat.
Facts.
But not all men cheat, just like all women don't cheat. However, if you're going to look at the man cheating, then who is he cheating with? Is she cheating also? Because he can't cheat by himself.
Right.
Because oftentimes he can choose a woman who's also married and they're both a cheat.
Facts.
So when I hear women say that all men cheat, it's just their POV based on their personal experience.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be, again, there's no right, I do want to say that there's no right or wrong answer to any question. So I just want everybody to know, like, if you are commenting up under this thing, if you're inboxing, all comments are welcome. There is no right or wrong answer, and we will not put y'all down. We're not going to be disrespectful to people. We're going to make sure that we always show respect to everybody on this podcast, man. All right. So we all have something to say. We all have a different POV point of view. So we respect everything that you have to say, man. So just keep them coming in. I respect where she's coming from. And just like my cousin said, man, that could just be her truth. It might not be ours because, you know, maybe we experienced it. We had our different experiences or whatever. Everybody has their different experience. So everybody, y'all continue to keep things coming in. Devontae said he want to take a stab at this thing.
Definitely.
I see the eyes, man. Go ahead, dog. Let me give me sports.
Huh?
Go ahead, man. It's all you, dog. Go ahead. Break it down in about 2 minutes, man. Why don't you?
About 2 minutes? Cool.
Yeah.
I got you. So I feel that, you know, when you say all men cheat and then you said that 10%, that 10% is the one that you actually gave it. You know, that's the ones that you actually were with and they was willing to give you the world, but you wasn't mature enough to take it. Like you was like, I'm not ready for something that serious just yet. And then you got somebody over here, Jamal, who want to play games as much as you want to play games, and you wanted to try to make him be serious where he was playing all alone.
Yeah.
You try to make him your husband, but he like, no, I want to be a player for life. And then you keep going on dating all these different Jamals, and then you finally get burned up all these different Jamals, and then here you go, and you finally go back to that 10%. You be like, oh, well, shoot, I got you. I was y'all, you know, here they go. They really treat you like a queen. You know, it's just, I believe it's just timing. You know,
that's
women have their timing of when they want to be serious. A lot of times when women are younger, you know, they kind of, women, period, no matter what age, they can be they want to be serious at this moment, or they don't want to be serious at this moment. And I feel like they try to make men be serious instead of take men that are already serious.
Oh Lord.
And that's the thing. You can't change a man, can't make a man serious if he don't want to be serious. If you're already a player, you know.
So we have somebody trying to say, oh, so this is a man or a woman thing. No, it's not. The topic was why do people cheat? But we had somebody that said something about men. So we already in the boat. We might as well go ahead and take it there now, dog. So we're gonna switch it back over to Desiree. But before I give it to Desiree, so real quick, what Devontae was saying, basically, I'm just gonna give him a scenario. You let me know if I'm right. So basically, say for instance, you might have the good-looking, you know, strong chin guy named Jamal. Let's just say, you know, he's a drug dealer. He always fresh. He got on the nicest kicks in the world or whatever, you know, and, you know, he sell drugs or whatnot. And that's who she goes for versus the other guy that wanted a chance with her. But let's just say he's maybe in corporate. So she might look at him as being like maybe the corny guy because he has like the 9 to 5. So more often than not, she's going to choose that Jamal over, let's just say, Terrence. Am I right? Maybe something like that. Yeah. All right, so we're going to pass it to Desiree. She's the woman on the thing. Y'all feel free to keep chiming in. But go ahead, Desiree. Let us know.
I need more women. I need more women because, like, right now I'm outnumbered. Here,
no. They coming in. They just don't. They don't feel.
I'm non-biased. I'm non-biased, so I'm good. You're good.
But it also, I just based on what he said, it's timing for that particular person in their life because maturity matters, regardless of whatever. Maturity matters at whatever age. And so she might, from that 10%, she might not have been ready for him. You know, she might not have been ready for him because she wasn't at that place in her life. You go through that time period where you don't know what you want, you know, Do you, you know, do you want to be in a relationship? Do you not want to be in a relationship? Do you want to be committed and serious? You know, and those are thoughts that, if you think back, we all went through that stage. So if, you know, just because the girl been like, well, you know, I don't know if I want to do this right now, you know, and she might have been younger, she might have been older, she just might not have. Some people don't mature. So, you know, those are some people that don't ever get married or don't ever get, you know, and then you have those other ones that they still trying to figure out where they want to be. If they want to do this, if they want to do that, and end up just taking it, you know, taking a ride and being in a relationship with somebody when you really didn't want to be in a relationship. So now what you're doing. Now you're subject to cheating because this is not what you want. This is not, you didn't take the time. You didn't, you know, really know.
I feel like it's unorganized timing though.
Hold on 1 second. So I just want to ask you real quick, why is it that women would choose that Jamal and try to make him out of the guy that she wants to marry rather than, you know what I'm saying, the guy that was already ready, the guy that's working a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? He was ready to go ahead and do that, because you do have women that, you know what I'm saying, they actually want it. And I know y'all say a timing thing, but most women, if they feel like they have the guy that has it all together, you know, they gonna accept that ring, because most women want to be married, especially, you know, 25 and up, which is most of the people that watch my YouTube or whatever. Most of them are like in the range of 25 and like 32. So why in the world, if you know for a fact that Jamal is out here running in the street, why the heck would you go with him knowing that he done dogged the last 10 women that he done been with, knowing that he has like 100 different baby mamas? Why in the world would you choose a Jamal over that? I'm just speaking to just you though, Desiree. Like, why?
I mean, it just depends. Like, if at some point in my life I was wanting Jamal and Jamal just was the coolest thing on the scene at that point, then I would take Jamal over Tracy over here, who got his stuff together, and Tracy ready to build a life with me. Mm-hmm. In my mind, I would know I need to be with Tracy. Mm-hmm. Tracy is the greatest thing right now, but Tracy wasn't cool. So Tracy didn't get the first pick. Jamal got the first pick because Jamal was on the scene with my peers, and I thought Jamal was cool, and I thought that was who I want to be with. So I'm gonna take Jamal and his crap that he has to offer because Jamal is cool right now.
I respect that. I respect the honesty. I respect that.
I mean, and that's just some women. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna take Jamal. I'm gonna take Tracy.
I respect it. Devontae, we're gonna let you chime in. You got 2 minutes, dog. Go ahead. You got something you want to say, dog. Go ahead and knock it out.
Like you said, this is unorganized timing. You know, they put the time into the wrong people. You know, they put the time into the wrong people, so they won't. Like she said, I'm sorry, I'm getting disturbed at work. Somebody else go. I'm gonna go after somebody else.
Okay, all right. I have somebody else that chimed in.
Yes.
So again, this is from Unknown, but it says, somebody that Devontae got off.
He said he'll be right back. He got to do something at work real quick.
Okay, all right, cool. So we got somebody else that chimed in. It says, I always say it's because they have a void to fill. Maybe their partner isn't fulfilling their needs. I feel like that's something that we already spoke on, but I can definitely see that, man.
That's something, but that's later on in a marriage. You know, I would take that as far as, you know, that to me, that's like a marriage answer.
Yeah.
I think like if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, I think that's what we were. But I think that would be like a marriage answer. Like, okay, yeah, you are like even in a long-term relationship, but with new relationships, to me now that's something different too. With new relationships, it's different. The timing is different. The thing because you're not there. But 6 months, 7 months, you cheated, I cheated, you know, stuff like that. But long term, I would see that. That
somebody
would be great
said maybe it was for stability and not attraction, or the other way around. Maybe it was for attraction and not stability. That's coming from a woman's perspective.
That is correct too. That is too. Because you can see somebody out in the club and be like,
yeah,
you know,
they're attractive.
Yeah, you're attractive. You look really nice, and I just want to deal with you on a different level other than and the other person communication.
Yeah.
If you don't communicate with each other, then you may have one person thinking it's just this, and then somebody else thinking it could possibly be more.
Okay. Devontae, you want to finish your statement, man?
Yeah. My bad. I got disturbed. So yeah, like I was trying to say before, unorganized timing, you know, when it comes to the dating situation, you gotta organize your time. You gotta, if you know what you want, you gotta first know what you want. So if you want to just play the field, all right, find somebody that's playing the field. Point blank. If you want to be serious, you should find somebody to be serious with. And I think a lot of times we end up picking the wrong people. We always look at that one quality in that person and get distracted, but what that person's true intention is. So that person's true intention might be to play, but you like the way that person got that stability, the person protects you and everything, but you want to be in a serious relationship, but that person playing. Yeah. And you thinking that you have what it takes to change that person to be serious when you don't. You know what I'm saying? That person has to want to change for themselves. You don't have that power. You can't tell that person or make that person or do anything to change that person. That person has to want to change for themselves. And so that's my spiel on it.
Somebody just said, I read it, they was like, men want their cake and eat it too.
Oh man.
They eating us up right now, man.
They eating us up right now, huh?
Hey, cuz, can you got anything to say about
See, this the thing, man. You can't, when you say men, I think men and women. You have men and women that want their cake and eat it too. But it comes to that maturity level when you realize you can't have it all. You can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? You can have it all with one person. You can, you know what I'm saying, just be with that one person. You can be pleased on every level if you pick the right person. You know?
Yeah, that definitely takes time. Cuz you wanna chime in on this thing, man. They eating us up right now, man. Again, we didn't make this about men or women. This was a people thing to start everything off, okay?
Well, I think you got to give credit to Desiree for her explanation. It was 100% accurate, and she didn't even know. She just helped a lot of women understand where they are. When she said, and I'll quote, maybe not verbatim, but when she said the women choose a Jamal. Well, you already know what you're getting, but you chose Jamal that likes to play games because he gives good vibes. You can listen to a Lauryn Hill CD with Jamal, but then Tracy, you got to teach him how to be cool, how to be him. So Tracy might be the man for the future, but right now you're in a different time zone in your personal life, different space. You want the Jamal because he's in the same space you're in. How I know that? Because it happened to me when I was younger. I was ready to get married at 19, and my partner was not at the time, too young. So chose the streets, and I went on and did my thing. Now, fast forward, I'm legit certified in terms of my space and what I want in life, and they're still struggling. So I think she cleared it up pretty much. You choose people because of the vibes they give you. And that's where you get into the struggle with all men cheat. Because if you choose a man from the hood and you know all his homeboys are breaking the streets, you just chose to fish in that pond for that type of guy. When there's another pond across the street, you can fish in.
Right. All men in that pond cheat, but not all, not, you know what I'm saying? Not the whole, you know.
Don't say that because other men cheat too.
Oh man. See, this is a thing, man.
So listen, I'm just gonna say this
no
here.
No matter they
too.
Listen, I'm just gonna say
everybody.
I'm gonna say this because I'm non-biased. Since I'm non-biased, I don't really take. I just love to listen. So here's what I have to say about that. Key, when you do these panels, make sure you have one person that's spiritual. Just one person on, because they go give you something else outside of the whole just being technical. So check this out. I get this question all the time as a pastor, right? So am I cheating if I masturbate? If I love my husband, but I'm thinking about somebody else.
If you're thinking about somebody that you know, and you're masturbating to them, then
if I watch Triple X movies, and my girlfriend is right here, but I like what I'm seeing in the movie, and I react to what I'm seeing in the movie in my private quarters and not my girl, am I cheating? And vice versa. Is she cheating? Are we cheating?
Starts in the mind.
Are we cheating mentally first? Because if that's the case, everybody on the planet has cheated for years.
It depends on the situation.
Look at the soap operas when Shamar Moore was the man on the soap operas. How many women were just in, and in their private quarters thinking about Shamar doing what they do.
For real.
Washington doing what they do. Or Trey Songz doing what they do. Or Usher Raymond back in the 90s doing what they do.
Yo.
Or J. Cole in 2021 doing what he do.
So now we can't categorize and say all we can go back to the heading of the facilitator and say all people cheat.
Yes.
About that portion of the mind first.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Man, listen,
yeah, and if you act on it, then it's double cheating. Look.
now look at Desiree. She don't add an icing on to it. She don't add an icing on to it.
Oh, man.
Back on top of each other. That is good. I don't care what nobody feels but their own. Why cheat? Oh, somebody was just saying because they don't care about nobody else but their own feelings. Why cheat? You can just be single and just do you. That's facts.
And be honest, be like, look, I don't want no serious relationship. I just want a bone.
I can be a pimp and I can cheat with you and them too.
Oh
Lord.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
Desiree, I don't know where this is coming from.
Yeah.
But it's funny, ain't it?
You've been holding back a long time.
I have, haven't I?
Oh. Now, I wanted to say this, so, okay. All right, let me try to sum all of that up. So why is it that if a Jamal, and correct me if I'm saying this wrong, bro, but why is it if she's 18, 19, in her prime, she looks good, she got, the best looking body or whatever, and she got it going on at 18, she's with Jamal, and she don't want to mess with a Douglas or whatever. Douglas got it going on or whatever, he go get his PhD, he's making $100,000 a year. All right, making 100. He got the nice cars, big house, blase. Why in the world, after she leaves Jamal, they done had a kid together, right? Why should she think that she deserves a man like Douglas now that's making 6 figures? Now she's a single mom. She's by herself and she's gotten older. Why in the world does she think that she deserves a guy that's basically a 6-figure guy? That, hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a dang good point, man. Good grief. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think vice versa for guys as well. I'm not gonna do women like that.
Right. Because I want to answer this question though. I want to answer this.
She might feel like she always deserved Douglas, but she accepted, came victim to accepting Jamal.
Mm-hmm.
Felt subject to accepting Jamal.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sorry, but because she felt
my thing is this: if you already know what Jamal is all about, man, you ain't.
Let her finish. Hey, go ahead, Desiree. Finish it up. Devontae, you got it right.
Yeah, but if she's 18, she don't know no better. She sees what. If you around Jamal, and then you got to think about your upcoming too. Your everything matters. But if that's what she's seeing all the time, Jamal, and then her brothers act like Jamal too. So she's a product of her environment. So she gonna think that Jamal, even though she knows that Douglas is what she wanted, she might have thought Douglas was what she needed the whole time, but Jamal is more convenient. Jamal is what I'm saying.
Let me try to sum it up real quick before you take it, Devontae. Do you think that she deserves a guy like Douglas?
Why would we say deserving?
Huh? I'm just asking the question. It's a yes or no.
Because yeah.
But
deserving is not the right word to use. Yes, she feel like if she feel like she deserve him, yes, that's who she wants.
I feel okay. All right, we're gonna take it to Devontae real quick. Okay, I ain't mean to agree. Like, I'm just asking the question. Hey, don't put up in the comments or in my inbox, man. I'm just asking a question. All right.
Y'all get on him. Females, women, ladies, where are you?
Oh man. No matter what the situation is, you deserve better, And sometimes some situations you have to, burn your hand on the stove to realize that it's hot and that you need to not touch the stove in that way. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, yeah, she deserved him. It sucked that it took her a heartbreak to realize that that's what she deserved. You know what I'm saying? If she was a good person and she was, she stuck out with that person and she was actually the victim and she didn't know what she was going through and all that stuff. And she actually was doing all X, Y, and Z for Jamal, and Jamal was just using her for her time and, whatever she can do for him. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it takes a person to be in a situation to realize they work. You can drill in somebody that, hey, you work this is you. But until they actually bump their head a few times and be like, oh dang, now it's time to scramble. The light bulbs finally come on and be like, oh, this is my work. Okay, yeah, I don't. This not it. No, that's not it. This not it. That up there, that's what I deserve.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah.
So do you agree? Yes or no question. Do you agree that she still, after she's now 30, you agree she still deserves the Douglas?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cuz. I want your answer on this, man.
I think about my daughters and when reflect on the question that you're asking. And I have to say, I want my daughters to have a better life than me.
Facts.
And to have a man that's better than I was or better than I am. So now you have to ask the question, what kind of preferences would they choose? And so when you set that standard for your daughters or for women, then they grow up and they make better preference choices or preference of people when it comes to characteristics. So it may not always be $100,000 man.
Yeah.
But she may choose a man that treats her like her father, like she saw her father treat her mother. And he may not have a lot of money, but she understands that this was a healthy relationship that I loved. So she trades in peace for prosperity.
Yeah.
So she would rather have that. So yeah, every woman deserves, like every man deserves to have somebody that's going to give them the better life. And if you come from the hood, you always preference money as a priority because you don't want to be poor no more. You know what poor feels like, or you know what oodles and noodles every day or beans and weenies feel like. You don't want, you want something different. So your preferences change based on sometimes your culture. But yeah, she deserves the best. She deserves whatever makes her happy. But not at the expense of peace though.
Right. Absolutely.
Man, that's
definitely deserves it.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't think she deserves it. I'm gonna put and I think the reason why I say that is because I look at it like this, because my cuz made a great point about him thinking about his daughters. I'm thinking about my son, right? My son is 30 years old, making 6 figures. And you got this girl on the other hand that could have chose him in high school Well, she chose the Jamal because he was popular. And now she got a child, you know what I'm saying? And so she's looking for the next come up. I mean, if that's who you decide to go with, I'm cool with it. But if I had a choice in the matter, I'm gonna tell you right now, no, go get you somebody that don't have any kids. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's just me. That's what I want for my son. If she the person that makes you happy, I respect that. But at the same time, if you have a choice, I would much rather you go start a family with someone that hasn't already started their own. And that's
Definitely
just me.
Somebody on your page, same page as you.
Yeah. And again, that's just me being honest and me just speaking from a father standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
We got somebody join, man. We might have two people. Regina Lindsay is going to join the call to help Desiree out a little bit for these last couple of minutes. We're only supposed to be live for about 7 more minutes, but she says she'll join the call. she's sick of it, man. She's sick of this.
Tell her, bring it on.
Let me change my shirt real quick. I got you, dog. Regina to the rescue. But yeah, man, that's tough, man. Hey, shout out to my dog, man. That was a valid freaking point, man. And I don't know, man. I don't understand why people do that, man. All right, she coming. So, cause she said she don't use the code or whatever, and
JoJo just joined in as well.
You said who did?
JoJo just joined in as well. Hey, JoJo.
Oh,
hey,
JoJo.
y'all.
Yo, what up? What up,
JoJo?
All right, JoJo. So the topic is, why do people cheat?
So for me, I've been listening to this whole thing, and for me, it's black or white. Either you cheat or you don't. It's a choice. People everything else is an excuse. Like whether it's mental cheating or whether it's physical, whatever you decide to do is your decision, and everything else is just making an excuse for it. It doesn't matter who you choose, whether it's Jamal or the guy that's right for you. You make a decision to say, I'm going to do another action or whatever. Period. That's it. I've never cheated. I never will. And it's just in me if I say I'm going to be in a relationship with you, like that's my decision. Like, I think I've seen so many broken relationships, so many broken marriages, and I've seen so many people just taken through the ringer.
Yeah.
I make the decision that I don't want to be that in that stereotype. Period. Okay. Do all men cheat? I would say no. I don't think so. Do all women cheat? I would definitely say no. It's a choice.
Whoa. You said, and this is not my place. I'm just working the scenes for KD. But check this out.
Yeah.
She said, do all men cheat? I'm going to say no. But do all women cheat? I'm going to definitely say no. See, the woman says certain things to protect her group versus the man's group. I'm just putting it out. It's not right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what we come to as a culture.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I wasn't saying definitely as women. I was saying definitely because I would be the one to not do it. So if all of the other women in the world did it, I know for sure that it's a no because I don't. So it wasn't based off of women. Like if I was a man, I would have said definitely men don't cheat because I don't. So that's what the definitely was about. Like I'm not for women or men or whatever. Like cheating is based on that individual person, regardless of sex. So that's what the definite was about. Me personally, I'm not going to do it. So I can state the fact on that. Somebody
say people cheat because of insecurity. They're insecure. Oh yeah. So I also wanted to include this. So JoJo, you can actually take a little snap of this real quick. So you say you've been listening. What do you think about the Jamal and the I don't forgot the dude's name.
Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy or Douglas. We said Tracy. Both.
I'm gonna tell you what, Desiree, one, I'm so glad you're doing well. I've never met you, but like your whole story with your whole situation, I'm so proud of you and all of that. And I got a surprise for you. And But like what you said makes complete sense. Like you can get with that person that you know you don't need to be with, and it's just gonna be like you just so infatuated with that person, you want it to work. So sometimes they cheat on you or you cheat on them, and it's just because you were anticipating something better to happen from that, and it just didn't come. And then once you get with that person that you should have been with, maybe their mindset is not there or whatever. So it definitely, you have to be in the right mindset to want to be 100% with that person, to not do it, to not cheat or whatever. I definitely believe that. People, everyone's not ready for that. So you can't judge people for it. Like, let them be who they want to be, and you choose the right person. That's not Jamal.
All right. Yeah, so the last thing that we were talking about was, I don't know if you heard the scenario about, Jamal, he's selling drugs or whatever, getting the fast money or whatnot. And, she's with Jamal when she's like 18, body is basically tip-top shape. Everything looks perfect, everything's sitting up, blase. And then you got the little nerd over here, Samuel. I don't forgot to do his name. I'm gonna rename this dude like 10 times.
Douglas and Tracy.
You got Sam over here or whatever. We'll just, I'm just going, you got Sam over here, he's just working a little 9 to 5 or whatever, going through college. He's not really making a lot of money. He gets out of college. He's making $100,000 now. And Keisha done got out of that relationship with Jamal. She done got a child now. Do you feel like now that Sam or whatever, he's making $100,000 now, he has a big house, big car, he's stable. Do you feel like she deserves Sam now? Now, keep in mind, when everything was on point when she was 18 years old. Now she's like 30, so everything ain't sitting up like it used to. He got a little bit more miles on it. I'm real with you. I'm about to be real.
It honestly depends on how people set their standards for who they're looking for. If you set your standards as, I'm looking at the individual within themselves and who they are, their principles, their morals, how they treat their mother, stuff like that, then it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for somebody that's flashy, that has it together, and that's your standard, then that's what you deserve. If you're looking for somebody who ain't no good, but just treats you nice or whatever, then that's your standard. So does she deserve?
We are looking for a yes or no. Yeah. Do you feel like she deserves him? Yes or no?
If he accept it, I can't say that. If he accepts her,
it's an easy one.
I don't think it's a deserved thing. You mean because she passed on him? Does she deserve that?
Yeah. Do you feel like she deserves this high quality man that she turned down in high school? Now that he's making $100,000 and he's stable and whatnot, do you feel like she still deserves him after all this?
He deserves somebody like him.
Oh, wait, somebody, let her answer. Let her answer. Go ahead, JoJo. It's no right or wrong here. I'm just asking the question.
People grow and people change. I would say if that's what she want, if that's who he want, you can't say, I don't know. I can't say what somebody deserves, because I made choices when I was younger that now I would never make. So. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Your tastes change, your likes change, your standards change. If it was King, all right? If it was King. No. Okay. No, right. No, she can't have my son. Okay, here we go. Regina, are you on?
She's on.
Regina, can you hear me?
She's on mute. She needs to unmute herself.
Unmute yourself, Regina. She over there with that doggone Boost mobile phone, man. Come on, dog. Good grief. Unmute yourself, Regina. We can't hear you.
Y'all give Regina some time. Stop pressuring her. Give her some time.
Uh-oh. Okay. We got me person here now. Look, she done powered up over there, y'all.
Hey,
look at Flintstone vitamin and everything. Let's go. Let's go.
Don't do that. Don't do that, because I need y'all. Come on, give Regina some time, okay? Cause y'all have been on here. It's 3 of y'all. Now we finally got backup number. There go Regina.
All right, Regina, on here. Oh Lord.
You off of mute.
Regina.
She must get bad service.
I'm sorry.
There she go.
Welcome, Regina. Welcome.
Hey, how are you guys doing? I'm sorry, guys. I am traveling in meeting, trying to toggle in between, so I apologize.
We know you busy moving at work, man. We got you.
Regina, you don't have to apologize. Leave Regina alone. We're glad to have you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for joining Regina. We cut up on here, man. All right, so the topic is, Regina, why do people cheat? We're gonna go ahead and let you take a stab at this thing.
And I'm not going to answer that question. I'm married, so if I say the wrong thing, I might be.
Oh Lord.
Let me see. I think people cheat honestly for different reasons, right? This is totally my opinion. I think it's a difference between men cheating and women cheating. I think people cheat one because they want to, but I think men cheat. If I'm being biased about it, I think men cheat because they want to, and I think women cheat. Like, I feel like if a woman cheats, she's looking for something. She's trying to fill a void. That's my personal opinion. I feel like men don't take cheating as literal. This is my opinion. I don't think men take cheating as literal as women do. So I think when a man finds out that a woman has cheated, it's very hurtful to them because women are emotional. If I cheat on you, it's like some feelings involved. Like I'm looking for something else that I'm not getting at home. Like I'm cheating to find happiness, but it's like that comfy blanket to where it's like I put so many years in and I want it to work. I think men cheat because that's the dog in them, the hunt in them. They're hunters by nature they want to feel fulfilled. I don't think in most cases it can be something that the wife is doing, but it can be something that like, hey, they just have to feel, that they're hunters. When you're married, you don't have to hunt anymore. When you're in a relationship, you're really trying to secure it. This is just my opinion. So I think sometimes guys still need that. And I think, that's what leads them to cheat, or it can be the environment, who you around, who you with. Like we say like, oh, that's not an influence, but I strongly believe that it is. So that's my opinion.
Okay, that's definitely a different way of looking at it. So we had one other question that I want to slide in there real quick. I don't know if you got a chance to hear the Jamal versus Anthony story. What was his name?
Tracy and Douglas.
Tracy, Douglas.
He done said Sam too. Now he done added something else.
All right, man. So you got
Peter Paul, Rio.
Hey, see, this is why I be clowning on y'all right now, y'all.
See, he admits it. The truth comes out.
All right, so let me break it down.
The truth is, his name could be all of that. It just depends on who he catfishing.
Damn.
All right, so here it is. So my question was, say for instance, all right, you got Keisha. She's in high school, and she's talking to this guy. What was his name? Tracy? Jamal. Okay, you got Keisha in high school. She got the perfect body, big butt, nice breast or whatever. She got it going on for herself. And you have one guy on the other hand. You got Jamal. Jamal, let's just say, he's raking the streets. He always got on the latest gear, fresh shoes or whatnot. He got a little bit of money in his pocket. And then, he might sell drugs or whatever. And then you got Doug on the other hand, Douglas on the other hand. Doug pretty much works a little 9 to 5 while he's in school or whatever, making good grades. And Doug approaches her and Jamal approaches her. She turns down Doug and she goes with Jamal because he's flashy and whatnot. And she don't want no guy like Doug. Fast forward to, let's just say 10 years down the line. Now Doug is making $100,000 a year. He got a nice house. He got cars, everything bought, everything paid for. He's a stable individual. And now she done stopped talking. Well, Jamal done left her for somebody else. They got a nice butt, big, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And now she has a kid by Jamal. Do you feel like she deserves, or you think that not Jamal, but Doug should give her a chance now that they done got older, they're in their 30s now?
I'll be honest. I'm kind of lost with the storyline.
You got a guy. You got the typical hood dude, right? Typical hood dude, and Keisha chooses him over the nerd. The nerd is now 10 years later. He's doing good for himself, but Jamal done left her. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And now Jamal done left her. And now she sees Doug. Doug is doing good for herself. Do you feel like she now deserves, or you feel like Doug should give her a chance after 10?
Yeah, Doug should give her a chance.
Hey,
we give men chances that mess up and look over us. Like, yeah, Doug should give her a chance. Why not? She grown, she's mature. She's learned to value Doug a little bit more than Jamal. I think that comes with growth, whether it's man or woman, right? Yeah, Doug should give her a chance. Doug, yeah, she know that Jamal, is not it, so she's learned and she's gonna value him.
Yeah.
Mind you, I work in legal and I work in HR, so I'm always put a spin on it.
Yeah.
Look, she could never value Doug if she wouldn't have went through the peaks and valleys with Jamal.
Facts.
So yes, Doug, give her a chance, because now she knows that Jamal is not it. And listen, Frank, I know you like shaking your head, but I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing with a man, right? You like, oh, you didn't give me a chance. Women, oh, this story is all too often. You didn't give me a chance back in the day, right? You didn't give me a chance back in the day, right? So when they get older, what you do? You give them a chance, Frank, like you shaking your head, but it's the truth.
Listen, I'm only reacting because everybody on here, if you know Kiki, you know what he's thinking. You already know she ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Yeah, she's not even gonna. She can't even.
Now you like me because I'm hot.
That's
now you
why he keeps saying deserve.
Y'all know how I keep doing. Y'all like me because I'm hot now, but then you didn't know nothing about me. You want to deal with me, so that's why I'm laughing.
Talking about back then didn't want me, now I'm hot all on.
I have heard now. Yo, talk to me. You
gotta get over that. You was riding around in the scooter on Frank. Now you got
the
they on you. That's it. You had the curly fro. Like nobody paid you no attention. You don't buffed up. Got the Making Moves podcast. Why not? Give her a chance.
And why you won't go talk to Keisha from back in the hood?
Hold on, time out. So first of all, back then women did want to talk to me. I just didn't talk to them because I was so mean.
Oh gosh, now
we're gonna clear that up right now.
Oh boy,
we're gonna clear that up right now. They wanted to holler at me, but I just had an attitude problem. That's what it was,
bro. She went from scooter to Tesla on you, Doc.
Yes, Regina, we needed you.
But if we speaking facts though, you already know. I ain't gonna lie. One of your cousins wanted to holler at me, but we ain't gonna talk
about it. I know nothing of
the elementary school, when your boy had the curly fro and whatnot.
Oh man.
Mic drop.
So let me ask you this question though, Regina, just to get back on topic. Do you think that, or would you allow your son, would you prefer your son to go ahead and go with Keisha, or would you rather him go ahead and talk to some other chick that don't have a or whatnot?
Why you do that?
Come on now, I'm talking. Yeah, we talking.
It changes things, don't it?
It's completely different when it comes
does
from
change
mothers.
things.
Come on, baby. Women, we done got quiet over there. Come on now.
I mean, basically, this is what the answer is.
You had your time. You had your time, Desiree. Nobody talking to you. Hey, move on now. Go on out the way, man. Go about your business.
If it was me,
your son is making 6 figures. He's doing good for himself. Come on now. Deal with this baby mama drama. Come on.
Say no.
Come on, deal with this baby mama drama. Come on,
baby.
baby.
Say no.
Hey, somebody got a kid? Somebody has a kid?
Yeah, she already got a child. She got baby daddy drama. Come on, you know how Jamal is.
You know what? I have to lead by example with this one. And the gut in me would probably want to be like, man.
I knew it.
But leading by example, I married, and my son's seen this, married someone with 3 kids. We have a very blended family, 3 kids, 3 different women. Was not your typical guy. He wasn't Jamal. We didn't have any drama.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. But
yeah, we ain't speaking on that. I feel what you're saying, but we ain't speaking on that. We're going to keep it right here. We're going to keep it right here. He's speaking on
Yeah, he's saying if your son wanted to get with a girl and she was like, no, you a nerd. I don't feeling you. I'm trying to be with this dude that's got this cash. And then she go and get wasted and all used up. And then when your son blow up and she coming back, she deserve?
Voluptuate. You know, voluptuated now about that. Good for himself. He might. He going to the
he on his A1 Tesla, you know what I'm saying? Whatever Frank said, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Should he then choose to choose that girl if she come back to him after she done dissed him or whatever when he was nothing? Now that he's something or made something of himself.
And you
would you allow your son to deal with a girl like that?
Yeah, and he came back and told you, Mom, I was trying to talk to Keisha. You know, I done had a crush on this girl since freaking 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? And I finally got the courage to go up and talk to her, and she crushed me. Now, you hearing all this stuff from a mom's point of view, you know mothers don't let stuff like that go. Come on now. Come on, Mama. Talk to me, Mama.
Like, I'm not going to fake the phone. I probably would say, like, be careful. Like, I would be like, hey, because I'm all about
safe over here. Take that life jacket off, man.
Like a motherfucker.
Take that jacket off, dog. Come on,
man. Like a mother, boy.
Honest.
So listen, I'll give him a rundown. I would ask questions. I'll be like, man, for what? Like,
Regina, I don't like to interrupt anybody, but you from the same hood we grew up in. You know, good and well. From the same exact neighborhood, one street over. You know how your mama would cut up if it was her story. Mm-hmm. Come on, let's be real.
I probably would be like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, fuck up, man.
There we go. That's
I would definitely, and I say that because like this, right? Like I said, I have a son who's very unique. Kiki knows this. He's 17. Like he's into like horse training, horse breaking. Black folks are not into that. Like he's very good, right? Mm-hmm. As for now, we own land, we own properties, we own horses, and he's like, oh, all the black girls trying to give him some play.
Yeah.
So, now I don't really like this because white girls really like him, right? Because that's what they're into. But he was like, oh, you know, you whack, like you ride. It's just not a cultural thing for us. Oh, you whack, you know, you ride horses. But now, like, he's 17, pretty much at his own business, doing funerals, ride horses, break horses. And it's like, nah, I ain't giving them no play because they said I was whack. So part of me, that's why I say, like, I struggle with that because part of me is just like, man, you know, forget them. You know, but the part of me is like, man, you know, stick with your sisters. Stick with the sisters. Now, they just don't know. Educate them a little bit. But I'm not going to lie. I probably would be like, nah.
You had it right the first time when you said when you dropped the F-bomb. Yeah, you had it right.
Dropped a cold F-bomb too.
Hard.
Listen, now, preacher, no preacher, because that's where we from.
Yeah.
Initially, my gut would say like, but I try not to say it with my son because it's like against the race, right? It's against his race, and I'm like, it's a cultural thing. We just don't understand like the money within horses and stuff, right? So I preach it that way, but naturally I would be like, nah, man, just forget her. Like she got a kid. It's so hard because it's like she got a kid, she got this, she got that, she dished you. But then it's like I'm a mom who had a kid, right? Yeah. So it's like so many different perspectives. So I would naturally say F her, but I would also give him like perspective on his own choice.
So you would look into the situation, especially if you know them more personally, then you can make a better decision.
Got that choice. No, they stay in Alaska. You ain't got that choice. No, we ain't gonna do this. We not gonna do this.
You gotta be right. You gotta
Alaska,
be right.
Ain't none of that.
That's right. Keisha went back to school. Keisha went back to school. Keisha got a good job. Keisha a nurse now. So what you mean?
Mature.
First of all, Keisha's an RN, and it ain't the same as nurse.
She gonna get him anyway. She gonna get him. You might not be him, but she's gonna get the other him. Okay.
All she's doing is babysitting the old folks. She ain't no nurse.
She's CNA.
I'm talking no CNA.
She's CNA. Don't you say she's CNA?
Right. She's CNA. Stop. We gotta go.
But hey, Key, what y'all sleeping on though is if she pack everything right for that one moment to see him though.
Right.
Her hair done, her stuff straight, she come correct, regardless. Because when you still feeling somebody, it can be 10, 15, 20 years. I mean, look at some of the people who find us on Facebook who still have it for us. And they just slip a little message. So if she come correct,
Keisha from the hood gonna win.
No, she ain't. She's
ready. Yep.
She
is.
She
is. Hey, she rejected him when he was whack, but now that he's back, trust me, if she do it right, Desiree is right. She will win him. She will.
Definitely would. Keisha go come correct.
She'll win.
Mm-hmm.
Being in this situation on a day-to-day basis with my son, and I, obviously I want him to date within his race. So I encourage him to say like, hey, give him a chance. They don't understand certain things, right? But that's because I want him to date within his race. That's right. To do with like, if 5 other people were saying the same thing, I'd probably be like, we good on that. Like she got to believe in you or something.
And the only reason why I was thinking about this, because y'all know, when I first started doing videography and stuff, it was so many times when I would go to a wedding and the woman would have children, but the guy wouldn't. And the mother's face, oh my God. Every video, every picture, I'm talking about like, I can't even put her in certain shots because of the face that they make at the front of that church, looking at that woman. And 9 times it had a lot to do with she having a child before she got with her son or whatever. I'm telling you, man.
It's vice versa, because my mom was super salty. Like it's vice versa.
Yeah.
My mom was salty. She was like, you have 1 kid, you're well into your career, you got to 3 kids, like 3 different women. She really felt like I was settling. She was like, why are you settling? And I'm like, nah, I'm not. Like that's just a package, but he's really, really good. So you know what I'm saying? So I think that's natural, whether it's man or woman. It's like you only see the surface level. We look at surface level.
And then a lot of times, if it's that son probably going back to his mama and saying all the bad stuff. People don't always say the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So her perspective of her may be already negative. It depends on how much of your relationship you're telling to your parents. But then again, it's also have to deal with, I think I've learned as I got older, love isn't defined by what I see on TV. Love is defined by what me and that other person agree our love needs to be defined as. So if it works for us, then that's love. And you have to appreciate that within your setting, and you can't let outside people get into your brain or whatever.
We can agree with that. Devontae, I haven't heard from the men. What y'all doing over there, man? Devontae,
y'all so quiet.
the women kind of took over, man. I was very interested in.
That's because y'all took over in the beginning. We had to make a comeback.
I gotta, I'm a listener too. So I gotta let the females, say what they got to say, and it was very intuitive. So yeah, that's that.
Wow, somebody said, I don't think the majority of people have the capacity to maintain a healthy relationship.
It is a mindset.
Wow.
Hold on, say it again.
I personally think the majority of people don't have the capacity to maintain a healthy relationship.
I don't think we have the tools. We've been equipped. We see what goes on TV and what we think a relationship is, but we're not equipped with the tools. That's what I think. Like, I don't think it's not about mindset. It's the tools and the knowledge behind it. And I don't know how many people are married, but you know that what we see or what we seen growing up is grandma and granddaddy was married 30, 40 years and they old and now everybody happy and good, or on TV, everybody's the Huxtables and every single day is work in a marriage. Like like, you have a lot of tough days.
Yeah.
That's not what we see on TV. So we don't have in our community, we're not equipped with, counseling and all of this stuff just to go through normal life. But then you add trying to manage your children and somebody else who's totally different on top of that. We're not equipped with the tools. And not we can't do it. We're just not equipped with the tools.
Right.
Okay, all right, Miss. Oh, way to go over there, man. I don't like this though. She taking over my.
Tell her to get on the.
Boy, the feelings over here, John. Oh, wait a minute, we got somebody else that chimed in. They say, I don't think going into a relationship, people are realistic about their expectations, and that's what caused cheat, heartbreak, and other stuff.
They're not honest. They're either not honest about their expectations. Like, they have expectations set for what they want, but they think, it's okay in the beginning and I will want this from that person later on. That's how people be in relationships. And then when they get married, they think stuff's gonna change. Like, no, whatever you want from jump, you need to make it known and be honest with it and not let stuff slide in the beginning.
Yeah.
They're all on the table. I agree.
Yeah, I think too, we dumb down to say, like, in the beginning, it's like you dumb yourself down because it's like, oh, this is a happy phase. Like, oh, it's okay, it's cool. You don't set those expectations. So it's like she smack all the time when she eating, and I'm okay with that. 4 years later, it's like, fool, I was smacking 4 years ago. What's the problem? She just said that then. So I think too, like, we let a lot of stuff slide.
Yeah. Hold up.
They really don't care. Man, why? Hey, we not gonna make this a men versus women thing, man. Everybody. Hey, I'm not gonna.
No, we're not. We did that already.
Hey, keep saying stuff about men, man. Men are the only people that cheat. Women don't cheat. Hashtag women don't cheat. It's a mess.
Women cheat, but it's not as much as men cheat. I don't think.
No.
Whoa. In this day and age,
women. Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Women.
It's like normal now.
Men and women cheat.
Wait.
Men and women cheat. Women just cheat better. They're smoother with it.
I agree.
And they even had their homegirls in on it. And their homegirls thinking, everything cool. But in reality, this chick actually talking to 5, 6 different dudes. Females is just smarter than men. That's what it is.
Dudes or women.
But y'all do it now. Whoever said that women don't cheat, y'all do it. Y'all just do it way better than men do.
Women cheat, but most of the time, if a woman is cheating, she wants you to know. She's trying to get some attention from you because you probably cheat.
Hold up. Let me give you an example, right? My ex, right? She was working with this young lady, right? And she had 5 boyfriends. I ain't lying. She had a boyfriend for every bill. She had a boyfriend for the light bill, boyfriend for the car note, boyfriend took her shopping. And they was all she was in a legit relationship with all 5 of them, and each one of them paid a bill, and she gave each 5 of them something. So
then is it cheating?
Women are just better at it.
Cheating is an open relationship, sounds like. 5.
So what? That's what I'm saying. Women are just better at it. Women can just be all over the place. Women can just be all over the place. You have some women that, all right, I just want a relationship. All right, you got some women that just want to play the field, and then you got women that go to the extreme to just have intimate relationships with multiple people. They have friendly vaginas.
Oh gosh.
All right, cuz, I want to get cuz in on this thing real quick. Yo, cuz, what do you think about the little message we just got, man? Hashtag women don't cheat, man.
Hold
on, wait, let me make sure I click. Only men cheat. Hashtag women don't cheat.
I would need to see the statistics and the research.
There you go, Frank. Oh,
That's
somebody good. They probably had that too.
Google knew it. Google knows everything. I would like to see the statistics and the research that gives us the research results of who cheats more. But I will say this much: you know how we like to watch MTV videos, BT videos when we were growing up.
Yeah.
How come we didn't know how? And this is no offense to women, so forgive me if it sounds like that. But how come we didn't know about the video vixens until later in our older years of the things they had to do in order to be seen or to get seen on these videos? But we didn't say they were cheating, and the men who were doing it with them to the video vixens or the video girls. So again, there is if you look at a certain place, you can see a culture of cheating. Absolutely, for sure. Everybody has a great point on here that made a point, man. I'm just wanting to see the statistics to see who's right in this regards in terms of the research.
Women don't cheat.
What potential of women cheat?
Did you say what?
Thank you, ladies.
What
I'm
percentage?
gonna get type on my computer.
It says 20% of men have admitted to having sex with someone not their spouse while married versus 13% of women. And that was as of 2019. So 20%.
Wait. They say women were cheating to the grave, though. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, they keep that. They keep that.
That's not no. You asked for the statistics, not saying.
Oh no.
Let Cuz talk. Put the camera back on Cuz. Go ahead, Cuz.
So in regards to that statistical result alone, you have to take into consideration of how many people that they did research and the culture. So now you got to start breaking down all the stuff because, again, Regina did make a point about when we grew up in the hood, cheating wasn't classified as cheating per se the way we do it now. You had multiple relationships with whoever you wanted to, baby daddies, baby mamas, all of that. And you didn't look at it as cheating. You just looked at it as personal hurt, broken relationships. And we didn't see a whole lot of the longevity like our parents. Here's the thing about our parents too, though. Our parents, even to this day, they may have been together for 30, 40 years, but they were holding secrets inside that they never shared with us.
Yep. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
They also had cheating going on both sides.
Oh man, yeah. Papa was
They never told us.
Oh yeah.
They never told us.
Remember that saying, "Mama's baby, Papa's maybe."
Or Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah,
too.
Because back then your business was your business and it wasn't a means.
Right.
Social media.
We didn't have social media back then.
But look at now.
Or
look at
camera
now.
phone.
Because they kept it secret, because they kept the stuff secret, we grew up and didn't know how to handle certain things.
I believe it.
But we also, and that kind of goes back to when it comes to cheating, whether it's men, women, or both, and being equipped with the tools. In our community, it was like, or every community, I've seen this across the board, it's acceptable for men to cheat. So women put up with that more. And that was one of the things that I worked through, like in marriage counseling. I'm like, the definition of being a good wife isn't sticking around for 30, 40 years while I put up with all your crap just to say we're married. That's not the idea of marriage to me. Just because our grandparents did that, that's not what I'm doing. Or you That's not what you should do either.
You're just a foolish person.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know we've seen people married 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, but grandmama wasn't happy. What's the first thing she said? Oh, granddaddy didn't get it right until he's 45, 50. And they done been married for 45, 50 years. So I think it's a lot of that too that plays a part, which what makes us as continued generations that this is what relationships are, this is what's acceptable. Men should cheat, women should cheat. Shit, grandma had somebody on the side too. Mr. Jimmy slide by in the Cadillac. It was,
The,
you know what I'm
the
saying?
mailman, the milkman.
Yeah, they slide by. Mr. Jimmy used to slide through in the Cadillac and wouldn't nobody say anything.
Deacon at the church.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, my parents definitely mold my perspective when it comes to relationships. Like I never saw any of that. Like it was just them going to work, coming home, and us being a family or whatever. So I think that molds my perspective of not cheating because I just didn't see it and wasn't just aware of that there was people were doing different things. And they probably kept us sheltered a little too much from a lot of stuff, because the lessons that I learned, I had to learn the hard way, because I give people 100% trust and respect when people will lie to your face and not even care. And I had to learn that people would just literally lie to you. And I didn't learn that to my mid-20s. Like we used to come home and it'd be homeless people like in our house. Like my daddy trusted everybody. So I thought you just trust people, period. So it's definitely how you were raised and what you see around you that kind of molds your being. So I definitely agree on that.
Let me chime in real quick. We got, and he told me, make sure you put this. This is coming from a divorced man. Okay. 4 years. The reason why men cheat is because they were forced into a marriage that they didn't want to be in.
Nobody forced.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Nobody forced a marriage.
Hey. Don't shoot the messenger now. Good grief. I'm talking about you got a gun out.
Let me ask you a question. Who's all married on this call?
What is it? 2 or 3 people? 2?
Okay. I'll let the guys take that. I don't think nobody forces you to marriage or forces you to stay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, my position, I've seen just about everything. There are some marriages that are forced, and sometimes it's mostly culture. With arranged marriage, forcing them to be married, that kind of thing. So that part can happen. Then sometimes you have pressure from the person who wants to get married so much that force may not be the right term, but pressured will be a better term. Okay. Pressured into marriage. So I understand what the person is saying. I get it. But as far as cheating is concerned, guess what? We're in a culture now where you could be married today and divorced tomorrow. Just go ahead and get it done. If you don't want to be there, don't be there. Period.
Yeah.
But you don't use that as an excuse to go and be with somebody else, because now you're breaking 2 hearts. So that's one perspective. But back as far as men cheating, now again, on behalf of the women taking your defense, and on behalf of the men trying to bring clarity, sometimes men do feel like women. Remember we talked about this in your last podcast. Men feel like the women bicker and complain so much. It gives them the thought of an excuse to cheat, and they go forth and cheat. They just, the bickering, the complaining, the pressure that they get. It's not to all you women. It's not that at all. I'm just stating what some men have shared. But on the other side, men usually don't bicker and complain and all that to the women to make them go out and cheat. So to some points that the women have made, if they do cheat, it's for other reasons outside of what the men are cheating for. But yeah.
Go ahead, Devontae.
Me, I can speak for myself. I've been divorced before, and my situation, I was forced to get married. But I can say that I didn't cheat at all. I mean, I didn't cheat at all, during the whole 6-year marriage that I was married. But I could see if anybody else who didn't have the patience that I have, I could see how they would have cheated. So I agree with that person, but it's just me. I didn't cheat, but I was like, I want to be with somebody else, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get divorced. So I don't, you know, since I at least have to say I didn't cheat on this person.
Okay. All right, I got you. All right, so we'll go ahead and hear from Regina real quick. Regina, go ahead and speak your truth, man. Speak your truth. Come on.
I think Frank made some good points around like arranged marriages if we're thinking broad. In terms of pressure, I think, you know, like I don't think no one forces you to get married, but I do think that there can be some pressure there, right? In terms of, you know, she pressuring you, he pressuring you, or you feel like you just got to do it. So I don't think no one forces you unless it's arranged. But, you know, can it be some pressure there? Absolutely. Speaking from my own experience, I felt pressure to set a standard because my mom was never married. She was never married, and I wanted that family, you know, that structured family for my son. I wanted us to have a family. So I would say, like, I felt pressure by myself to get married a little bit earlier. Now, did it work out for me? Yeah. But I'll say no one forced me to, or no one forced me to stay. In regards of cheating, I understand what Frank is saying about, you know, nagging, and that will push a man out the door instead of just really understanding what is going on, because it's an action for every reaction. Instead of us women understanding that, we get very caught up in the emotional side. Men pull away, women pull away, cheating comes into play. So that's my side.
Anybody else want to go ahead and take a stab at this before we go ahead and end this podcast? Anybody else?
I forgot the question.
All right, just take it, Jojo. We're gonna get back to you at 5. All right. But no, man, we gonna
I too, Jojo.
Oh, I feel like. Hello.
Oh, go ahead, Devontae.
I feel like people that cheat are scared. I feel like in that particular instance, I feel like they've been cornered. You know what I'm saying? They tried every avenue of trying to, you know, make things work. The nagging, your girl ain't giving you up, you know, giving it up, and so you go and you masturbate, and you get tired of that. You know, you get called. She say, "Oh, I feel like you're cheating on me if you're masturbating, but you still ain't giving it up," and it's just a whole situation with that. So you find somebody that grabs your attention, and you cheat with that person, but you stay with that person because you're afraid to leave that person. You feel like if I walk out of this marriage, then I'm gonna be a failure. So I think people cheat in relationships because they're afraid to walk away.
Okay. All right, I respect that, brother. I respect that. Yo, what's going on IG? We're about to end live now, man. If y'all want to check out the whole entire podcast, feel free to check this out on my YouTube channel, KD Production INC. Cuz, go ahead and shout out yours real quick.
You could just look me up on Facebook or YouTube. My name, Frank L. Dickerson, on there. You should be able to find me in there.
Absolutely, man. And this will be on my new Patreon, man, which will be launched January the 1st. You'll be able to see video and audio from that. Anyway, that's been all that, man. That's it. Anybody else got anything to add before we get off this thing? Any shout outs? Anybody want to say hey to their mama? Anybody? Nobody? Going once?
Listen, I wanted to say something real quick. Listen, since it's free to say it. Are we open?
Good.
Desiree, always good to see you. We have been praying for you, girl. You don't even know how often I went at night and was just praying my little heart out, making sure when P gave me the news, I was like, we own it. Trust me, we were on it. 521 Church. And JoJo, as always, good to see you. You know, me and my wife, how we feel about you. So it's all good. And Regina, good to finally see your face instead of seeing you in Dubai and France, and you know how you do. You're all over the place, you know. And just seeing you excel, girl, representing where we from, doing your thing. I almost wanted to call you Cash Money Millionaire, but that's cool. But anyway,
Thank
all
you for
of that.
speaking into existence.
Listen, and then D always, man. You listen, you hilarious, bro. I promise you. Hey, I love it, man. But Key, again, man, appreciate you allowing me to be on, just to be your tech man, getting everything up for you, man. I appreciate it always.
You know, it's all love, man. It was good seeing everybody, and I want to thank everybody that tuned in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. The comments, the messages, all of that, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much, and we will see you guys in the next one, man. Y'all be blessed. Peace.
Peace.